Are you measuring your progress, your growth? Are you measuring that by looking ahead and how far you are away from the horizon? Or are you looking behind you and how far you've come? Today, as I do my Sunday audit, this popped into my head. I was reading my journal, and all of a sudden I realized that I bounce back and forth. And honestly, it's unhealthy to gauge from the horizon. We're going to talk about the Sunday audit that I do every week, and then I'm going to read you captions from my journal to really hammer home the point of horizon and looking over your shoulder. There's a reason why there's a rearview mirror, but a great, huge windshield in your car. Let's jump into the Sunday audit first. So every Sunday, I set aside time to do an audit. And that time is used to go over my previous week, asking myself what worked this previous week, what didn't work this previous week, and how can I set up this coming week in a very intentional manner so that I could squeeze the most juice from it, that I can get the most ROI from the time I spend in it. The energy I expend, I should have an ROI on that. And this is where I set it up. This is where I ensure that I can get the best ROI on my week. Talk about ROI and the best squeeze that you can get out of it. If I'm setting my week up day by day, at least I have a plan. I'm going to tell you straight out. I'm going to be very honest with you. Today's a very, very honest broadcast. And that honesty is, I'm going to set this up, and I'm not going to follow it. I'm going to follow this probably about 50%. Because shit's going to happen. Life's going to get in the way. And that's okay. What this does is this allows my brain to empty. And then I don't have to think about what I'm going to do each day. It's here. So now my brain can be more creative. This is exactly what it looks like. This is what a Sunday, where is it? There we go. This is what a Sunday audit looks like. It looks like me going over my schedule. Right? Sourdough pretzels, something else I did today. It looks like me reading past journal entries. Me making journal entries. 2 different journals. This is a quick 5-minute capture of my day. This is kind of more of a brain dump. Right? And I'm laying out specifically what I'm doing on a schedule so that I know where I have gaps in my week. So if somebody calls me up and says, you want to grab a lunch, or do you want to jump on a call, or whatever it may be, I can be like, all right, I have some time. You know what? I have time Thursday morning, 10 a.m. So that I could slide them in there. I like actually taking calls. I know I just said Thursday morning, 10 a.m. I like taking calls in the afternoon, actually. I like my mornings to be purely for focused work. But on Thursdays, that doesn't follow the rule. So I like Alex Hormozy says that he front loads his day. He gets all his work done in his day, and then he sets his meetings up for the afternoon. And the first call he takes, so let's say here, Wednesday, I have from 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. open. So if you called me and said, listen, I want to jump on a call with you, can we set up a time? I would set that time up for 5 p.m. So that if I don't get any more calls that day, I have all of that creative time up to 5 p.m. If I give you the first time slot, let's say 2 p.m., and I don't get any more calls or meetings that day, it wrecks my rhythm. That's a great little tidbit. So this is the Sunday audit. The Sunday audit's about sitting down, relaxing. I'm out here on the deck. I love being out in nature, watching the birds visit the feeders, listening to the birds chirp. We had a red-tailed hawk that was out here squawking earlier. It's a wonderful environment for me to calm down, relax, and find some peace. And in doing that, my mind can become more creative. So I lay out my entire week, knowing that I'm only going to follow it 50%, but it's a brain dump. And in doing that, and part of laying out my week is what worked last week, what didn't work, what has been working for a while, what hasn't been working, what challenges that I have in the past that I implemented a solution to, did that solution pan out, and I came across 2 journal entries that I want to read to you. The first is a couple of weeks, this is a while ago, but it says, it's been about 30 days since I started 100 and 100. I'm on this 100 and 100 videos, doing 100 videos in 100 days so that I can bring immense value to individuals and I can get my willies out. It's not easy sitting in front of a camera speaking to an audience. The best way of attacking it is through it. Just straight on through it. And that's what I'm doing. If I do 100 videos in 100 days, when I hit number 100, I'm going to be so much better in front of the camera and in delivering the information than everybody else. And I'm especially going to be better than I was on video number 100. So it's been about 30 days since I started 100 and 100. And as you look back, what do you see? So that was the question. That was the journal prompt I gave myself. I see great progress. 30 10 to 20 minute videos equals 350 to 400 minutes of speaking practice. I've upped my thumbnails a little bit. I started a blooper reel. I've learned a bunch about the subconscious. And I've almost tripled my viewership from 9 to 26. I've taken a no expectation approach. So I'm just putting content out there, having fun, and expecting nothing in return. Now that was a very upbeat journal entry. When I was reading it, and I hope you got the same sense, when I was rereading this, I felt like, wow, you know what? Like I really have come a long way. Like 400 minutes of video for people to go over and take out the gems that apply to them. Not every gem is going to apply to everybody, but everybody's going to find a gem. And then I turned a couple of pages, went a couple of weeks ahead, and now I came across this journal entry. And this is a journal entry that was made after the one I just read you. I'm feeling overwhelmed, like life is moving really fast, but my progress isn't. I'm chasing the horizon when I should be looking back at the path I blazed. 100 and 100 is really hard. I'm still always trying to form content, come up with ideas. There, I was measuring my growth from the horizon. Why aren't I as good as everyone else? Well, I'm not as good as everyone else because I just started. Plain and simple. You got to get your reps in. You got to do your time. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. When we were in the firehouse, I would tell the probies that all the time. Like the probies would be like, why does he get to do that? Well, because he's been here 15 years. He put in his time. Why do you have to work the holiday? Because he worked 15 holidays already. It's your turn. You got to pay the price. But in this journal entry, I was looking at the horizon and how I wasn't getting close to the horizon. And it reminded me of the horizon's always moving. No matter how good you get, that horizon is always going to jump down the road a little further. It's kind of like chasing a rabbit. Every time I get close to the rabbit, He takes a couple of hops and I can't get him. And then he takes a couple of more hops and I can't catch him again. And then I ended that journal entry like this. I guess it's all part of the process. I just have to do it. Don't look. And one day it will be there. And that is... I didn't even realize what I was writing then. But now that I look at it, that's saying that it is just all part of the process. Just do it. That's literally a sign I have on... Go back to any one of my previous videos. That's literally a sign that I have on my wall. Typically, I do these in my studio where I have a wall, a backdrop. But this is Sunday Audit, and this is real life. So just do it. And one day you will be there. Just get your reps in. Don't tell me what you're going to do. Just do it. Keep doing it. And one day, it will appear. It's like 3 feet from gold. Just keep digging. One day you will hit that gold. Just keep going. The growth will happen. All too often, and I just showed you how I do it myself. All too often, we're worried about the horizon. We're worried about how far I am from my goal. My goal is to help 112 million people with this channel. 112 million people. That's a shitload of people. And I'm going to do it one person at a time. And you know how I know I'm doing it? Because you guys give me comments. And you ask me questions. You give me little likes. That's how I know I'm adding value. And that's what my true purpose, my true purpose in life is to create 112 freedom thinkers. Break out of society's mold. And just live life by your terms, not by what everybody else tells us we should. So if you're on a journey, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling down, think about how far you've come, because I don't care who you are. I don't care what you're going through. You've come a long way. You're a resilient individual. You have grit. And you don't see the grit because I'm really far from the horizon. I'm really far from my goal. So I don't see that I have grit. I don't see I have resilience. But when I look over my shoulder, and I look back there to where I've come from, and all the challenges I crushed, and all the storms I put my head down and just plunged through, you're an amazing individual. Think about that. Guys, we live up top. I don't have the shirt on, but we live up top in results, not down below in excuses. It's always results over excuses. Go out there today and be unstoppable and absolutely crush your day. I love spending time with you guys. Have a very blessed day.